Hi guys, I'm Bri.
And I'm Alli. This is Offscript.
If you think about it, books are potential scripts for movies.
When this adaptation happens, typically it's disappointing because they went off script.
In this series, we will be talking about how off script they went. Hello,
And welcome
to Off Script.
today. Oh, a podcast. I try to mix it up so we don't do the same thing every time, but then we forget it. Trying, people.
I'm Bri,
I'm Alli.
and we compare books to their movies.
Yes.
And today,
We're doing the Sweet Hereafter.
and we're back in our old studio for a little bit.
Yeah. There's your picture.
Yep. Basically, John and I randomly had a family day that was kind of planned, but not fully planned. And then we were like, oh, we kind of want to keep this family day going, but we got to record off script. So also, I'm getting over a cold, so I'm going to sound disgusting, especially.
You sound fine.
The good part is I barely have to talk this episode.
Dude, yeah, I'm going to be talking the whole time, but I barely have anything to talk about too because
It's quick.
it's a quick episode.
Yeah. This will be easy.
Yeah.
All right.
So our listener pick is by... Wait, I thought you were going to say it.
Oh, I thought you were.
I thought we were teaming up.
Do you hear who's out the door?
Great. Come on.
Hi, buddy.
Yeah, hi.
Oh, come on. Okay, let's do it again.
Okay. We have a listener pick by...
Ingrid.
From Three Trees Books, right?
Yes. She's the owner of Three Trees Books.
And that we did a mini-sode about that probably not this last December, but the December before.
Yeah, it was a while ago.
Yeah, but...
We really haven't done a lot of remotes lately.
Life is insane.
Fuck yeah.
So... But we made note. She suggested... I don't know if she really suggested this or just said they did really bad. What was it?
I thought it was that they did really bad, but then after doing this, I was like, there's no way this is the one that was bad. This must have been the one that she said, I really think you guys should cover it.
I think so.
Because I know that she told us quite a few, but this was the one that I really remembered.
Okay. Yeah. And so it's season 6, episode 6.
I almost told y'all what day it was.
And it's February 10th.
You're
Happy
welcome.
almost Valentine's Day.
Yeah. My dad literally... Okay. Did I tell everyone on the podcast that John did nothing for me last year?
Well, you did now.
Well, Dad...
Okay, you gotta tell why. Give him some credit that he just didn't ignore you. He paid for your guys' trip to Dubai.
Yeah, he did.
So he in his male brain, sorry men, thought, okay, that's a big gift, so it's gonna cover every holiday this year.
Yep.
That's not how it works.
No.
It makes sense that it covered Christmas, because it was right before Christmas.
Yeah.
But...
Yeah. You at least
okay.
have to give something.
He learned at least a flower or something.
So we were hanging out. We're eating dinner with my mom, one of my mom's friends, and my dad and John. And my dad's asking my mom about their weekend plans. And he goes, all right, and Friday is Valentine's Day, right? And my mom's like, well, yeah. And my dad punches John.
Just so you know. But you guys have any Valentine's Day plans?
We're seeing stupid new Captain America.
Oh, my brother and I are going to see that the next day.
Yeah.
I know you're not excited about it.
No, I'm not. And John does not understand why. Because
so this year, he's doing something for you.
Yeah.
But it's something you don't want to do.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I know. What's even funnier? I was flipping him crap for it this morning, too, because this weekend he was like, I haven't been to a comic book store in forever. And I now live 10 minutes, not even 10 minutes from his favorite comic book store.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, he was wanting to try and do it this weekend. I was like, we're too busy this weekend, but maybe next Saturday. And I was like, so we go see Captain America for Valentine's Day, and then the next day we go to a comic book store. So this Valentine's Day is all for you. Like, cool.
He said he got you a couple gifts.
Pillows?
Oh, he already gave them to you?
Well, I know the pillows and the door locker were 2 of them. I didn't know about the third.
Oh, he has a third gift?
Or at least that's what he said the other night. Unless he was joking.
He said possibly.
Yeah. So.
Oh, John. Why did he already give them to you?
Because the pillows happened. We were at Costco and I was looking at them because I was like, okay, pillows are something that I need to buy. Because my pillows were crap. I was like, part of my migraines were because of the pillows that I was sleeping on, and he hated them when he stayed the night. It just hurt his neck.
Multi-gift for him, too.
Yeah. Yeah. And then the door lock has been something that I've wanted for a while. And he knew that I would feel safer in my apartment with it. So my plan had been to buy it myself.
Fair.
But yeah, so I already got my gifts.
Oh, there you go. No way. All right. Anyways.
So yeah, so there's...
Well,
yeah.
we'll catch up next time and see how it went.
Yeah.
Maybe he surprised you somehow.
Maybe. All I know, he keeps thinking that I'm going to love Captain America, but here's my problem. I do not like that they have now made Falcon Captain America. That's my biggest beef. I'm like, sure, Steve Rogers, I get it. He wanted to stay back with Peggy, whatever. And John was like, it's not Steve Rogers, it's a hero. That's Captain America. That's his name. And I was like, okay, if they're going with that, cast a whole new person. We have learned about Sam Wilson as the Falcon. He is the Falcon. Now he's Captain America? What the fuck?
They can fly?
Yeah, that's some bullshit.
It's really confusing because, okay, so my kids and I, we're prepping for Disney. We just watched Avengers #1 tonight. So we're going to go back and just watch all of them for fun because they seem to be really into the superhero movies, and they're asking over and over, who's that? Who's that? And I'm like, you would know if we watched this in order. So It's driving me crazy. So we just watched it. And so now they know Steve Rogers is Captain America. And I have to be like, okay, you guys, because that's not who's walking around the park right now. And be like,
nope.
And Captain America is Tyler's favorite superhero. He wanted a captain shirt. And so he has this shirt. And they're going to be like, wait, what?
Yep. Yep. I'm pissed. So yeah. But I knew I was going to have to see it at some point anyway. And then I saw it was coming out Valentine's Day. And I was like, all right, are we doing this?
Meanwhile, I'm actually real excited. Captain America is my favorite superhero, my second favorite. And I know it's not Steve Rogers, so I'm interested to see how it goes. I'll see if I'm still excited after I see it. But as of right now, I'm pumped. And
well, Captain America is my favorite.
Yeah.
But
is it Captain or is it Steve that's your favorite?
No, Captain.
Okay.
Captain America is my favorite, but this feels like a cash grab on Captain America's name.
Is there any comics with him out there as Falcon?
Probably.
So then is it really cash grab or is it following the comics? I thought the comics went with Winter Soldier. But I don't know. I'm learning more and more with...
in 2015 to 2017.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
So that was pre-Endgame.
I've always... Because I actually told John this. I thought Bucky was going to be who should have did it. Because it made sense.
Mm-hmm.
He goes off and is part of the Thunderbolts. And that movie's coming out. And that's with Black Widow's sister and the girl Hawkeye. And a bunch of other characters. And that comes out this year, too. That movie actually looks really good. And I'm excited for that one.
All right, so they did follow comics at least. Mm-hmm. If this was a whole random thing that Disney Marvel did, I would say the same.
Yeah.
But at least they're following a comic.
That's true. That's true.
But anyways.
I'm excited for Harrison Ford. That's the best part about it.
He's going to be the bad guy, don't you think?
He is. He's Red Hulk.
That's what I thought. Mm-hmm. Oh, he's Red Hulk?
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
No, that's fine. I'm just my kids tonight were talking about, did you know Red Hulk's a bad guy? And I'm like, how do you even know who Red Hulk is? I knew who Red Hulk was because of freaking Snap.
Yep.
And that's the first time I've heard of him. And they're like, Red Hulk's a bad guy. And they're going on. And now I'm like, now I gotta take them to see this movie.
Yeah.
Fudge.
Did you not know that Red Hulk was the bad guy in this one? Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And what's funny is when me and John have been talking about this, I said, I was like, I'm excited for Harrison Ford. And this was before I had seen a trailer where they actually show Harrison Ford as Red Hulk.
Okay.
And I had only seen like the one where he like steps and you just see Red Hulk's leg. And he said something about like, oh, well, then you're going to like the Red Hulk. And I was like, why? He was like, well, that's Harrison. And I was like, or he said something about like, I'm really curious if like they're going to make it look like old Harrison or young. And I was like, why would they do that with the Red Hulk? And he's like, because that's who he's playing. I was like, oh.
That's so funny.
So then I was kind of like, because I don't really want to see Harrison Ford as a fucking Hulk character.
No, the Hulk is definitely not my favorite.
Oh, I hate the Hulk.
I do too.
Mm-hmm.
We're planning on skipping that movie altogether. But
I would.
Yeah.
I would.
It's not even the same. It's not even Mark Ruffalo, so skip it anyways.
Except for I have been told that Edward Norton's Hulk is one of the best comic book movies ever. No.
Oh, yeah. Cameron and I watched it when we did our marathon before Infinity War came out. Mm-hmm. It is really good. It's good. It's just, I just don't like the Hulk.
Yeah,
so I don't. I'm skipping it because I'm not going to deal with my kids. They already asked 20 times today, who's that? I'm like, that's Bruce Banner. It's a Hulk. Who's that? It's Bruce Banner. I'm not going to deal with them learning the Hulk as, what's his name? And then
Edward Norton.
Yeah. Like, oh, just not doing that.
Yeah.
No, you should watch it. It's a good one.
I love Edward Norton.
He did good.
Yeah.
I heard he just didn't get it because he wanted more money. And they said no.
Which is hilarious because, what?
I know.
You don't have the money for it?
Right? At this point, it wasn't Disney, too, though.
Oh, that's true. It was probably Sony, huh?
Yeah, I think so.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
Anyway.
Okay. Yeah.
We definitely talked about this way more than we're almost going to talk about the movie. It's going to be that fast, you guys.
I figured that's why I kept going on. I was like, at least we gotta give them something. And they can hear all about my woes about Captain America.
I'm interested. Yeah, you will come back and you'll do your Valentine's Day and then your thoughts on the movie.
Yeah. Because, I'm not.
Maybe it'll surprise you. Maybe you're going in with low expectations, so maybe it'll be good.
I'm hoping, but
Did you watch the Falcon and Winter Soldier show?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Did you like that?
I did, but I didn't realize that they were building up to make him Captain America until, like, that show. And then I was like, holy fuck.
But Steve gave him the shield to sit and said, continue this on.
Yeah, and I thought that was bullshit. I was like, no way is he going to. Then he fucking did.
Disney, there's no way Disney would make more money that way. What are you talking about?
But also, I really only like that show because of him and Sebastian Stan's...
oh my gosh, their chemistry.
Yeah!
So freaking good.
And he's not even going to be in this movie.
No,
so
he is not.
It's literally just Sam carrying this. And I don't know. I'm not. John's super excited for it. And I'm
That's
like,
good.
this is bullshit.
Well, he better get you something good then.
You better.
Okay. All right, back to our more depressing matter at hand. We got the sweet hereafter, and there are trigger warnings. Like 14 or so kids die.
Wasn't it 22?
I don't know.
I think it's because she had 22 kids on her bus. So
Did
probably
they all
21.
die?
Well, the only one who survived was Victoria. Not Victoria, Nicole.
I thought a couple others survived too, but they were like major ICU and like...
Oh, I think you're right. I think they survived in
Okay.
quotation marks.
Yeah.
But were like basically vegetables.
Okay. So there's like, I don't know, 17 plus kids die on this school bus.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's also an additional dad gets yuck with his daughter.
You know what's funny? Why did it look like her boyfriend? It took me, like, at the start, she called him daddy. And I was like, ew, why are you calling your boyfriend that? Then the scene happened where they, like, had sex. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, she was going and meeting up with her boyfriend after work. And then it took him pushing her in where I was like, Oh, that's her
Oh,
dad. I
yikes.
forgot about that part of the book.
All right. So here we go. So our synopsis is a small town are working through their grief in the wake of a school bus accident in which many local children are killed. Their grieving parents are approached by a city lawyer who wants them to sue for damages.
Yup.
Our author is Russell Banks. Our director is Adam Agonian. Sure. Screenplay writer Adam Agonian. Audiobook reader was Don Harvey, Chris Andrew, Celia, Dominic Hoffman, and Jesse Vilinski.
I listened to this one.
Oh yeah? What'd you think?
I actually really enjoyed this book.
Oh.
Yeah, I really did. I
Okay.
really liked going with all of the different characters.
Uh-huh.
And I liked that because I feel like in books like this, although Me Before You was doing the same thing, but when they switch between different characters, I feel like typically it's not a first person book, especially with so many characters.
Uh-huh.
So then getting everyone's vantage point of the situation was really cool, I felt.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. I liked it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even think there was anyone that I had an issue with the audiobook reading.
Yeah, no, they all did very well.
Mm-hmm.
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 So the book came out in 1991 and the movie November 21st, 1997. That is a 6-year difference.
Wow.
So what did you do first?
I read it first.
I watched it first.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. What do you think of the plot?
It's very basic. I kind of was
Yeah.
expecting a lot more.
Yeah.
And it literally, like, I kind of wish, because it felt like the story just kind of, like, stopped. And I almost wish there was a little bit more of a tie-up with things. And I get why there wasn't, because story was essentially just following the case. And then once the case had no, like, substance for it,
Mm-hmm.
it was like, well, here it is.
Yeah. Yeah. Law books aren't my favorite, and that's what this was, basically. And then, Dead Children.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was quite a depressing book.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was and it wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the thought of it was sad, but the way it was written, I wasn't, like, sobbing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I did like the following different characters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. What's funny is, to me, this didn't feel like a law book or like a true crime book.
Well, it didn't feel like true crime at all.
No. No. Yeah. I also think they built up, like, what caused that's my problem. The fact that they built up this, like, what caused the crash, but then they never give us an answer. And it's because we're not
Right.
really supposed to know.
They didn't.
Mm-mm.
Maybe that's why it drives me crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I really thought at the end when Billy and Dolores end up talking about it, I really thought there we were going to get, like, Billy being like, well, I saw, or her being like, well, this happened.
Right.
But nothing happened.
Yep.
I was like, oh, come on.
Yep.
Give me that.
Yep. And why do we pick it?
Because the owner from the Three Trees books told us to read it.
Yep.
Well, to cover it, I should say.
Yep. All right. So I got some fun facts. I was surprised at how many fun facts there were.
Really? There were a lot?
Whoa. Because, you guys, we could not find this anywhere except YouTube. Like, we couldn't even rent it off YouTube.
That was the weird thing.
It was, like,
Yeah.
there for free with different language subtitles.
Mm-hmm.
It was odd.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, this is a nothing movie. No, this is an Oscar movie.
Yeah, I watched the trailer for it and I was like, I've never heard of this.
Right.
What?
My gosh. Okay, let's go. Number 1, author Russell Banks went on recording saying he thought the movie was an improvement to his novel.
Whoa.
I know. You never get that.
No. But I mean, it was pretty much
The same.
spot on.
Yeah. Number 2, it was inspired by the 1989 school bus crash in Alton, Texas.
Whoa,
Which is
I
sad.
didn't know that.
I know. So this really happened, sort of.
Oh.
Kind of sad.
Yeah.
Included among the top 1001 movies you must see before you die by Steven Schneider.
I've always wanted to watch the movies on that list.
There you go, you watched one. And it held a 100% Fresh Rotten Tomatoes until 2020.
Holy shit.
I don't know how.
That's mind-blowing to me. Whoa.
I know. Oh my gosh.
All right.
Catherine Banks, who plays Zoe, is the daughter of Russell Banks, who wrote this novel.
That's cute.
I thought that was cute.
I like that.
Mm-hmm. And number 5, this was the only movie that year to be Oscar nominated for Best Director, but not Best Picture.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I could not believe.
That's crazy.
All right, whatever.
We already know which one Allie prefers.
All right. So, as we said, it follows different characters. So it kicks off with Dolores Driscoll, who is the bus driver. She is telling us her perspective of the accident. She goes into detail about the children she picks up and their home lives. One parent, Billy Ansel, always follows the bus when he's on his way to work. And she's driving and she keeps getting distracted, thinking about her sons. And it was a snowy day. And at one point, a car almost hit one of the moms dropping off her son. And they were on their way, and a dog darted on the side of the road, and it startled her. Later, she's driving to this hill, and she always goes a little bit faster, but not crazy, like 55, going down this hill, and that's where she makes up time if she's running late. But today, she saw another dog, or an optical illusion, or whatever it was, she said. And because of this, she veered off and fell off this, like, hill cliff into the water, icy water below.
So I would say the main, it's not even a difference. It's just a thing that the movie does, which is probably where Russell gets the improvement on it. The movie intertwines before the crash with after the crash, whereas the book is strictly after the crash. So we get to see Dolores being a bus driver and picking up all these kids, and the family's dropping the kids off to get picked up and waiting with their kids for her to pick them up and stuff like that. And pretty much everything Allie said happens, except for I don't think a car almost hit a mom dropping her kid off at school.
Our next friend we're following is Billy Ansel, who is the dad that was following the bus. But unfortunately, he wasn't really paying attention because he was thinking about the girl he was having an affair with. He was a widower, but the girl's married, and it's one of the other kids' moms. And he talks about his wife dying, and they had a vacation before she died, and they went to Jamaica, and there he tells a story where his daughter went missing, and, he's noticed it in the car, but yet he's like, oh no. And then he drives all the way back to the hotel, and then he's asks his son, where's your sister? And his son's like, you left her at the rest or the store. So then they have to drive all the way back. I'm like, what the heck? Why?
Well, he said because he was high.
Oh, that's right. But
yeah.
still.
Yeah. You would hope you would remember.
Oh my god.
You'd have to smoke an insane amount to forget your kid.
Or not even sure, you might have forgot your kid, but if you notice she's not there, why you keep driving home?
I know, he's like, I really hope she's asleep in the back. She better be asleep.
So pull over and check before you're however far away.
He didn't want his wife to realize how bad of a parent he was.
Whatever. She was high too, wasn't she?
Yeah.
So, then he recalls the accident and he says what it was like watching all these bodies, these dead kids get pulled out of the water and all the parents crying, and Billy was basically numb because he was just sort of starting to not get over, but deal with his wife dying, and now 4 years later, now both of his kids are dead. Mm-hmm. And he was approached by a lawyer, and he said, get out, you can't help me. The lawyer said many other people in the town are suing, and it'll be better if they do it all together. And he kicked him out again. So then he left and he met the girl he was having an affair with, and they talked for a little bit and parted ways, and they didn't really see each other anymore.
Yep, that happens.
Okay. Did the Jamaica story happen?
Oh, no. Actually, that part didn't happen.
Okay.
No. There wasn't a whole lot of backstory with him and his wife. We just knew that he was a widower.
Okay.
So I guess that's a difference, but
okay.
The rest of it happened, so.
Now we're following Mitchell Stevens. He is the lawyer, and he's going to all the families, and some of the families are very interested, while others are taking some extra time to convince. He said he promised himself that he would never do another case involving kids, but here he is. And later on, he admitted that cases like this are the only ones that really get his blood pumping. And then he tells a story about his daughter, and she's a drug addict now, and every time she calls him for the money, she's lying, and he knows it, but she has that little bit of hope that she's telling the truth and says she'll come home, but of course she never does. And then he remembered a story about her, and she had gotten bit by a black widow when she was like 2 years old, and they had to drive her to the hospital, and before they left, the nurse told him how to do an emergency tracheotomy just in case her throat cleared up or closed up. Luckily, he didn't have to do that. And that was another time he felt a rush. Weird.
Well, I mean, I bet it's like the adrenaline, like, holy shit, I might have to save my daughter's life.
Yeah, I guess. So then Mitchell gets a phone call, and it's his daughter. And she's like her erratic, something's going on self. But the conversation ended because the phone, it was a payphone and ran out of time. And so now we get the point of view from Mitchell when he went and talked to Billy Atzel and his side on why he went there type of thing. All the funerals started happening. Mitchell didn't want to go to any because he didn't want to seem like a greedy lawyer. But he did go to one, and there he spoke with Dolores, and he convinced her that this is not your fault. Please come be a witness in our case. And then he went and spoke to Dolores' husband, which was pointless because he had a stroke and he couldn't understand him. But he tried.
Oh my God. Okay, this was my biggest pet peeve with the audiobook. I hated when they read for Abbott.
Oh, yeah.
Because they literally, like, I bet you in the writing for him, this is the character who had a stroke. I bet in the writing for him, it was a bunch of, like, things like that. Mm-hmm. And so then the audiobook reader is sitting there like, yeah. And I was like,
I don't know what you're saying.
Can you please just be quick? I'm sick of hearing this for as long as I've heard it.
Yes. So when he got back to the hotel, he had a message to call his daughter. So he did. And she dropped the bomb that now she has AIDS and needs money. And he agreed. And he gave her $1,000 and said, I'm coming to help you.
So a difference with Mitchell's story is that the movie starts out with him and you see his relationship with his daughter right off the bat. And then you see him getting on a plane to come fly to New York where this case is happening. And he runs into one of his daughter's friends from like middle school and then is like catching her up on everything his daughter's been doing. And the only reason they do that is because this movie does not have a narrator. The weird thing is it does. Nicole is narrating the movie, but he's not narrating it, so he can't be like, my daughter did this.
Yeah.
So he has to have someone to talk to for us to get this story. Otherwise, we would have to stick with Zoe for quite a bit, and that would have changed the whole dynamic. But other than that, everything Allie just said happened. It just happened with him telling the friend.
Okay. So, now we're with Nicole Burnell, and she is a survivor of the accident. She was 14, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. But now she's bound to a wheelchair. She was able to go home, but she doesn't remember the accident. Her parents had totally redone the house, so it's wheelchair accessible, and she has her own little room downstairs. She got a new computer from Mr. Stevens, and when she found out that her parents were suing, she got very upset. She didn't think that it was right for a survivor to sue, And she recalled when she wanted to end her life because her dad was inappropriate with her. And eventually, Mr. Stevens came over and talked with Nicole. He was very polite, and she liked him, but she still felt bad about the lawsuit. Eventually, Billy came over, too, and was talking with them. And Nicole listened from inside her room. And Billy was asking her parents to drop the lawsuit. He explained that this will go on, and that there will be appeals. And he's like, I can't do it. Like, mentally, I cannot relive this over and over. But her parents said, no, we're still going to do it. And when he left, she made a decision of what she was going to do. Soon, she was brought to the courthouse, and the other lawyers are asking her questions, and eventually she lied and said that she saw the bus going 72 miles an hour. The case was officially over, and her dad drove her home, and they talked about the fair, and it's going on this week, and she realized she finally got what she wanted.
What's funny is in this part of the book, I had to like go back and re-listen to this part because I was thoroughly confused. Because I thought she was lying about this part, when in actuality she was lying previously, saying, "Oh, I don't remember anything about the car crash or the bus crash. Like, no idea." And then she's like, "But just kidding." So then when it like said the thing about her dad's like face falling, I was like, oh my God, did she, like, in court just tell everyone what her dad's been doing?
Oh.
I was like, I missed something. So I listened to this part about 5 different times, and I was like, I am confused. So then I finally, like, let it finish the rest of it, and I was like, oh, they're just like, what the fuck? You lied to us during your interview process here? Like...
Oh, wait, okay, so she knew the whole time it was going 72 miles an hour?
Mm-hmm.
That's not the lie.
That's not the lie.
Oh, I thought that was the lie, too.
No, it's the she was, in her interview process, she knew what they wanted her to say, and so she was saying it. But then she was like, I know what's going to get us out of this, and like what's going to make this easier for the rest of the town.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So that all happened? Her whole story happened?
Yeah.
Except that Dad was grosser.
I was going to say, Dad's grosser in the movie because it also definitely felt like an actual relationship, not like something she was like shying away from.
Mm-hmm.
Because I didn't realize it was her dad until he was pushing her into her house in a wheelchair. Yeah. And then I was like, oh, that's not your boyfriend.
Yeah.
And also in the book, she was like this gymnastic star, whereas in the movie she was like this.
She was like a cheerleader, like popular girl.
And she was also the person who was singing at the fair at the start of the movie.
She was like a...
Yeah, she was a singer, guitarist person.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, final chapter. We're back with Dolores, the bus driver. We get an update on her life. She, since the accident, has kind of left the town. She still lives in it, but she spends most of her time outside of it. She lost her job. She got a new one on the one town over as, like, something in hotels.
Mm-hmm.
And,
like their valet driver.
Okay. And she finally decided to go to the fair with her husband, which...
Go to that hair.
Go to the hair. Which, you know, she hasn't done anything in town for a long time. So she goes, and everybody's looking at them, and she needed help getting to the top of the bleachers, and nobody's helping because he's in a wheelchair, and because they're about to watch the demolition derby.
Well, and everyone knows who she is.
Yeah, especially now, because the fair happened the weekend or the week after the court case where Nicole spilled what she spilled. And so no one wants to help her. Well, Billy comes and he helps her and Abbott, but he's super drunk and he has a new girl on his arm now. And Nicole shows up and people are so excited to see her. Billy then reluctantly tells them about the witness case and what Nicole said, but Dolores felt relief. And they watched the demolition derby, which had her car in it, and then they went home, and that was the end.
Yeah, that didn't happen. Basically, the movie was done after the
72 miles an hour.
Yeah, court case happened, which also didn't feel like a court case. That was a difference, too, because in the book, I actually, like, thought it was in a courtroom. Like, I don't know if there was a jury there.
Right. I pictured it in, like, one of the offices in a court building.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Whereas in the movie, it just felt like a barn house.
Yeah. It was odd.
Yeah.
It was like yeah.
how is this official?
I know.
Also, what was that lady holding up to her mouth? Did you...
There was a fun fact on it. It was like some type of mask, and I don't know what it was because it didn't make sense to me. It was like, that's a legit thing. Like,
Oh,
yeah.
Recorders
Yeah.
did? I was thoroughly confused. I was like, maybe it's so that she can sit there and, like, say to herself what's being said, but no one can hear it.
Yeah, I have no idea. They made it seem like it was a real thing, and that's why they did it. But
Yeah.
why would people question it if that's a real thing?
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. I was confused.
We got 25 cast members. That's it.
That's actually surprising. That's more than I thought.
Really?
Yeah, because I get Billy, Dolores. Oh, I guess all the kids,
All the kids
too.
were in there.
That makes sense.
And then
All
it
right.
was like the firemen or whoever, the rescue crews they had in there. I took them off. Sorry, guys. We have Sir Ian Holm as Mitchell Stevens, Bilbo
I
Baggins.
was going to say, isn't that Bilbo?
Yes.
Yeah, it was kind of cool seeing him as something other than a
know,
hobbit.
exactly. We did good.
Yeah.
Catherine Banks played Zoe.
Yeah, she did good.
She was very erratic.
Yeah, she was.
Very good druggie. Bruce Greenwood played Billy Ansel.
Do you realize that that's Gerald from Gerald's Game?
No. What?
I thought it was hilarious.
How did I not recognize him?
He had the mustache.
Okay, great. A mustache will make me not recognize someone. Oh.
Huh.
I'm gonna screenshot this. My freaking daughter trying to guilt me. I'll post it.
What did she say?
She just sent me a message. It says, I want you to come home and put me to bed. And then she sent me a gif of a Lego man like yawning, and then like her heart is missing someone. I'm like, what the heck? Go to bed, Riley. I go to look up Gerald, and then I get that from my daughter. Oh gosh. Anyways, sorry. Let me finish this, and then I'll reply to her.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah, they did. Yeah, I thought he was good.
Yeah, me too.
Okay. Sarah Polly played Nicole.
I have to Google something right now.
I don't think she was what I pictured. She didn't look like super, like, Miss America type of girl to me.
Oh my God.
What?
Okay, so there was a movie, a documentary that I watched in college that I still, like, remember not super well, but I remember it well enough that, like, my professors were super like, this is super important. It's an actress who's doing a documentary on her mom, and, like, her mom essentially was having an affair with 5 different guys, and she doesn't know who her dad was, so she was making this documentary to figure out who her dad was. And it's like 5 different stars, too. And I had always been like, this is a chick I've never seen in anything. But once you said Sarah Polly, I was like, holy fucking shit, it's her.
That's so funny.
Yeah. If you haven't watched The Stories We Tell, everyone, that's a good documentary you should watch.
How'd she do?
She was fine.
Yeah.
I thought she did good.
She just wasn't, like,
I don't think she was, like...
stunningly pretty, like what they described in the book.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, she wasn't ugly.
No. She wasn't ugly. I also feel like her emotions were a bit, like, she was very...
Yeah, she seemed much more emotional in the book.
flat. Yeah.
Then we have Gabrielle Rose, played Dolores.
She was not what I pictured at all. I pictured... Oh, shit. I needed to Google this.
I watched it first, so she's what I pictured.
That makes sense. I had that old lady's voice in my head.
Oh, yeah.
When I saw it. So then I was like, whoa, you're like 30, maybe 40. Who are you? Okay, I pictured Joanna Cassidy as Dolores. Because, like, that's the voice I heard.
Okay.
Kind of, from the book.
I'm trying to think who I heard, because I heard someone different. I don't know who it was, but yeah, I could see that.
So then when I see this, like, young brunette...
She didn't look that young.
She didn't look that young, but, like, she wasn't that old either.
Yeah, fair.
So that threw me for a loop. Okay. Also, I forgot, in the movie, she had a neck brace, which I don't even think she had a neck brace in the book.
I don't think so.
Yeah. So, but I mean, I guess if you're driving a bus and it crashes.
Yeah, okay, but let's talk about the crash in the movie.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there like, every single kid should have got out of that bus. The
Yeah.
way that it crashed in the movie. I'm like, it rolled down a hill, still on all its wheels, like it would have been bumpy inside, and then it landed on the ice, and then the ice kind of started to crack, and then it sunk in.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm like,
all the kids could have ran out.
How did the kids not survive that?
That's a good point.
I don't know. In the book, it didn't super describe the bus crash, right? It just, they rolled down the hill into the...
Billy Adsel saw it. It tips down the cliff.
Okay, so it
like, rolled.
Yeah, okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm like, climb out the roof, kids. Come on.
Why are y'all idiots?
Oh, gosh. Anyways. Okay, so is the theme of the book and movie the same?
Absolutely.
Yep. Do the characters stay true?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Mm-hmm.
Which do you prefer?
Oh, I prefer the book.
I also do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, why?
Wow, that's hard for me to answer. You probably have your reason why.
Okay, yeah, I thought both were extremely boring.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I feel like if they had done this movie now,
yeah,
it would have been less boring.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like 90s dramas to me are a hit or miss.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
mm-hmm.
I love me a good 90s movie, but 90s drama, I'm like, with the music and like...
the music choice, I'm pretty positive I have videos of me going, this music is a choice.
Yes, you do. And I'm like, I agree, because I'm just like, why? And so, like, it kind of just threw it all for me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then the book was more entertaining. It wasn't like, oh my gosh, what happens next type of entertaining.
Yeah.
But it wasn't a 90s drama.
I think I just wasn't expecting to enjoy this as much as I did.
Yeah.
Like, I thought, okay, this would be it could be a good story, but I'm not gonna, like, love it.
Yeah.
And so I wasn't ready for that. And I really liked this writing style. I really liked that, like, because each chapter wasn't even, like, a 20-page chapter. I mean, obviously, I didn't physically read it, so I don't know how long the chapters were. But audiobook form, it was like you were with a person for an hour and a half.
Yeah.
And then you went on to the next person.
Yeah.
And you got everything from their angle. And that was just a unique way to do it, especially because I feel like when books do that, you typically end up going back to all the characters to figure out, like, where they went from there.
Yeah.
Whereas this was, like, one and done, except for Dolores. Dolores is the only character you ever go back to. And I think that's because she was the driver, so it made sense to go back to her. So I thought it was a very unique writing style.
Yeah.
And so I like that.
Cool. Would you recommend it to a friend?
I want to say yes, but I think it would depend. I think, because, like, if I tried to tell John to watch this, or I don't think I would recommend the movie. I would recommend the book, but it would be to a certain person, I think.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't recommend it.
Yeah.
But have we figured out our rating scale yet, or not yet?
Nope, not yet.
That might be a season 7 thing, people. We're still looking.
Help us.
Yes. All right. We got that's it, you guys. Look at that.
Quickest comparison episode I think we've ever done.
Like a half an hour.
Even including children's books. This is our shortest one.
I think so. Oh my gosh.
Saying something.
This was like how long was this?
This was like an 8-hour book.
Yeah.
That's what's surprising to me.
Yeah. All right. We have our website at wixsite.com/offscript.
While you are there, you can rate, subscribe, and review us, please.
Yes. You can also follow us on all of our socials there.
Yeah, you can. Go do it.
Yep.
Give us a follow on the podcast platform you use, too. That's helpful.
Yes.
Oh, I don't think I told you yet, Allie. I did calculations from our Spotify and Apple followers. Guess how many followers we have?
What?
I told you to guess.
Oh. Well, what were we with before?
With which one?
Before we switched to Red Circle.
Oh, shoot. I don't remember.
Okay, great. I was hoping for a little hint. I'm going to guess, followers?
Mm-hmm. On, like, for podcasts.
I don't know. I don't even know where to ballpark it. I'm going to either go way too low or way too high. I'm just going to go a solid 100.
Good job. 106.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I was surprised.
Yeah, that is surprising.
We, on Spotify for a hot minute, we're just sitting at a solid 60.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that. Thanks, Red Circle.
Yeah.
All right, we got a nerd party coming up.
June 7th.
Yeah.
Come check us out if you're in the Kent area. Kent, Washington area.
If you're not, plan a trip.
Yeah, come see us. Say hello.
Washington is very pretty in June.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Come on up.
There's no rain.
No.
Watch, I say that, and then it's going to be raining that day.
I know. It will be. We've had a very weird winter up here.
It really has been.
Wednesday, possibly. We are trying to have a mini-sode for you.
We will have a mini-sode for you.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
About what? Come find out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Monday, we've got yet another depressing one for you.
Dude, how many in a row now?
Blood and Chocolate wasn't depressing.
Okay, you're right.
So it's just a Sweet Hereafter and Me Before You.
Okay, but how many in the season?
Oh, Schindler's List.
The one right before that was, what was it? I feel like it was depressing.
Fuck, why can't I
I
remember?
don't know, what the heck?
Okay, we did The Hobbit.
That one wasn't.
We've done...
Uglies, that one wasn't.
Oh, no.
Oh, Under the Bridge. That one was.
That one, yeah. Under the Bridge and then Schindler's List. Seriously?
Yeah. Like, of any message, like, any video I've ever posted.
What are they saying?
We got, here, I'll read them.
Yeah.
We'll do that when you comment, you guys.
Only if they're nice.
Yeah. We have 50 likes.
Wow.
Yeah, how many views do we have? 1,200 views.
Holy
50
shit.
likes. Normally we don't get, hardly any likes.
Dang.
So faster. Yeah, and 6 comments, 3 saves.
What?
Yeah. Our comments are... One said, I could have got more out, and then a bunch of sad crying faces. Kills me every time.
Oh.
One says, if you don't get choked up when Oscar and Mrs. leave at the end, you're made of stone. Another one said, people can't give up their Amazon Prime and Meta while Oscar gave up everything and still said, I could have got more. And then an upside down smiley face. And then one said, never let us forget.
Yeah.
Or let us never forget.
You know what? Okay, actually, I mean, I'm going to talk about this movie in our mini-sode. But John and I watched A Real Pain, and it's about 2 Jewish cousins who go to Poland, and they do the rock thing. And I can't remember what was said, but what was said made me go, I can do the rock thing on Schindler's Grave.
Oh, okay.
So now... It is 100%. I mean, it was already and still was. I was just not going to do the rock thing. But I'm like, oh, fuck yeah. That's like number one thing I got to go do. Put a rock on Schindler's Grave.
Oh my gosh.
Wow, that's crazy though.
Yeah, I know.
Anyways.
All right, so back to Monday. We have Me Before You. As we said, another depressing one. So we got, with that, let's try that again. I'm just ready to be done, you guys. This was a long episode. I'm tired.
So long.
With that, the Sweet Hereafter went off script.
Bye.
Thanks for sticking with us.
We hope you enjoyed it.
If you did, we would greatly appreciate it if you gave us 5 beautiful stars, reviewed, and subscribed.
You can also follow us on Facebook at Offscript, on Instagram at Offscript Podcast 21, and on TikTok at Offscript_pod.
Shoutouts to Madame Shen Creations for our adorable logo art.
And Adam Daniel for our incredible theme song.
And to Creative Cinephile Productions for producing our podcast.
See you next time.